Mr. Ryan, I got a pen here. How are you doing?
You have that? Yeah, that's actually
got-
kind of good.
Oh, no? Nothing again? No.
Well, I mean, I had it dropped it in between the seats.
Oh. Are you going to hug me before anything?
Yeah, but
I'm supposed to be
you're
afraid.
not all huggy.
I'm always great. Yeah. How are you? You want to in my car?
Better.
You want to in my car?
So do it in the back here.
Oh, yeah. Sure. By the way, here's the original one that you gave me. So, you didn't change anything, right? See?
No. So I have two copies, one for you, one for me.
Okay.
I already signed,
Okay.
so then you just need to sign here.
Okay. It's the same, right? As the
Yeah.
original, right?
And then you need to sign
Okay.
there.
Okay. So it's going to be still the 13,000?
Yeah, the money doesn't change.
That's the same, right? That
Everything's the
doesn't
same. Yeah, everything's the same.
change. And it's six exhibitions, right?
Everything is exactly
So
the same.
what's going to happen with the previews? Well, today is going to be delayed, I know, because you told me that. So
You have to wait. It says like in here that you get paid during the regular payroll cycle. So you missed the payroll cycle because
yeah, because it was not
you didn't sign it the first week. If you signed it the first week,
Yeah.
then the next 2 weeks you would have still been in the payroll cycle.
correct.
So you would have got paid. But because you missed it, you missed this.
Okay.
So it just extends your severance like another 2 months. But you're on the health insurance. The company, you're not having any deduction for your health insurance. So whatever deductions you were having before, those have been waived. The company's paying for those.
Yeah.
I don't know why he does it the way he does it, but this is the way we've been doing it with everybody. So your paycheck is actually going to be more than it was before.
Okay.
Your take home is going to be more.
So in this case, I got an email from the ADP saying that my payment was already released, but I mean, of course it was not the case because I didn't get the deposit. So
Letitia says, I warned him about that. Well, obviously he didn't. He missed that.
okay.
Because remember, I told you the same thing too. If you sign it the first week, it doesn't.
Yeah, and
it
I mean,
doesn't get
but
delayed.
I don't lose that, right? It's not delayed.
Yeah,
Okay.
just delays it another 2 weeks, but you're still getting the full amount. Yeah. I thought you said you had a pen.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to find that. I hate when stuff falls in between the seats.
Okay.
I signed it before I came over.
Thank you. It's gonna be.
Today is the 12th. The last page. Sign it again.
Well, that's the revoke, right? I'm not
Well, yeah,
revoke.
but you still have to sign that too because this says you're giving it to me today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now it waits another 7 days before they pay you.
Yeah. No. So this for me, right? I don't have to sign it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I need it too.
Oh.
And because I can't make a photocopy.
Okay. Bye, Roberto Gonzalez.
It says this is just Letitia. Because this is what she uses as the release of your money.
Okay. Gotcha.
Copy.
Okay. This is yours. I don't want to keep this. That's yours. So in this case, let me tell you something. Can we talk now about business or not?
If you want. But let's go in the air conditioning now.
Yeah. You want to do it in my car? Your car? I think your car is better. That's a better conditioner, right? Okay. First of all, I wanted to apologize. I was a little upset when I talked to you because talking about Oscar and saying that I was not allowed to be in the building. I mean, close on the parking lot.
Remember, he wasn't referring to you. He was saying in general, everybody.
In general, okay.
Everybody. So, your name wasn't mentioned specifically. He was just saying anybody.
Anybody.
So I figured he knew that you were coming this afternoon.
Yeah.
And so I'm making a bet. This is just me. He's saying he probably called Elias and told Elias to look outside and see if you see Brian and Roberto.
Yeah.
Because I told him I don't want any, former employees, coming into the building or in the parking lot.
Yeah. So, it's okay. So, I'm out of it. I'm out of the business. I'm out of everything. So my question is I want to in touch with you because there might be a possibility. It's very secure. It's a strong possibility to work. So here's my question. There's going to be an open office around here as my consultant, as my friend. Okay? Do you trust me?
Who?
Do you trust me or not?
Yeah.
I trust you.
Yeah. I mean,
So
me and my life with that, I have nothing to lose about anything.
I know.
I'm leaving this job. I'm retiring when I'm 65.
Yeah.
You know, I planned on just finding something part-time when I leave here. Out over at Coral Springs Medical Center.
Yeah.
You know, the hospital in Coral Springs. I got an opportunity to possibly go work a part-time job there.
But what I don't understand, I do want to clear the air with you.
But
because
I would do, if something was better that came along, I would work more.
Okay. Here's the thing. What's that?
The plane's crashing.
Oh my God! Don't say that. Oh God! Not in here, please. By the way, 1 hour ago, Rocky passed away.
Really?
I swear to God. The veterinarian came to the hospital to bring a bag. He passed away. He just wait for me. I wait for me. He was very. His heart was bad, and he was coughing like for 3 weeks, and he couldn't catch his breath. Look. My nerves were all over. I was all about.
Where you were when I was talking to you this morning? You were at the animal hospital?
I was leaving the hospital last night, and I was very upset about everything that was happening. But anyways, I gotta tell you this.
That's pretty horrible.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah, I think it's a cleansing in my life.
What's your call? It's Chris Vivas. Her dog just died.
Who?
Chris Vivas.
No way.
I think on Monday.
That's happened to me too. Exactly.
She had to put the dog. Her dog was 17 years old.
17. Oh my God.
She had to put him to
mine
sleep.
was 12.
Oh, she was.
But anyways,
she was a mess.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. I just want to have quick. I know you had to come back.
Well, I'm doing the dessert thing at 3:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, we just had a lunch today.
Oh yeah.
And I'm putting the desserts out at 3:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to do anything with Oscar, because what I heard. Let me tell you.
You tell me not to say anything.
Not say anything. Yes, because I was told by the people of hiking that it was because of I mentioned the fact that I was going to show you a picture. Oh, what's up? A picture of indecent picture, and I was just doing my thing as an employee, going to the human resources director to report that. And then, according to what Hagen told me, is that it was because of that mention that I said I had a picture from Ricky, and I just trying to do the right thing, and I was fired because of that. I don't think it was the right thing to do from the company. I was just doing what the manual says. You can report any indecency to the human resources area, and that's what I did. So to be punished by that, I think that was not only illegal, but it was very uncalled. It was not uncalled for, and I know it was Oscar's decision, because you touch somebody of his team, and I get it. Regardless of what he thinks or nothing, I think he did the wrong thing. Anyways, what I think is I want to just clear the air with you, because I got a lot of plans. I got a plan with you. I got a plan with other people, not from here, but I got a plans, and I'm going to be maybe working very soon. It's going to be after all this process, because I don't want to, not even mentioning, and I don't want to interfere with anything.
You're not moving back to California?
No, I'm going to stay here. However, my question is to you. You know my contract when I signed it. My limitations are 30 miles away from here. I know it's not enforced. But if it was enforced, it's 30 miles away from here, from the side of.
Is that what it is? Because I don't even know.
Yeah, it is. That's what I signed.
I have to look for unemployment, actually, because I was asked by a number of staff if they get jobs in West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
They don't want to go, and if they don't want to go, they're asking me, can they collect unemployment? And I said, you can collect unemployment if it's a certain number of miles away from where your regular job was that you were hired.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is. And I think, you have the internet. And people ask you these questions. Go look it up on the internet yourself.
Yeah.
Why come to me?
Exactly.
Well,
then I ask you, because I cannot keep it on my chest, and I want to just pass over and get, this is what I was saying.
Remember, the law has changed.
Yeah.
For that, I sent you that article, but the law has changed about non-competes. They're non-enforceable anymore.
Yeah, non-enforceable. Well, let me tell you, did you talk to Bettina about it when I talked to you about it, or Bettina was using that? Maybe she was the person who talked to Oscar.
I haven't talked to Bettina about anything.
Oh, you didn't talk to Oscar? Oh, maybe
nothing.
No, nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's mentioned, because he Hiken mentioned your name and mentioned his name, I don't, Oscar would be able to put anybody under the bus, because if that's the case, that's it. I don't have anything against Oscar, honestly. He can do whatever he wants.
I said something to him earlier on Tuesday. And he said, Brian, coming down. So he asked in the office because he had a meeting with the 3 team leaders before they got there. And I said, Oscar, just out of curiosity, you haven't really talked to me or utilized me for anything like in the last 3 or 4 months. You've actually gone around me and asked other people to do stuff that's normally part of my job. I had heard, this is what I said to him, that you're doing that because you have this thing about me having a loyalty to Bettina, and you don't like Bettina, so I have no use for him. I said, that's what I heard. And he says, what? That's rubbish. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's typical of him. He always says never things are personal.
Rosemary was there, by the way, during that.
Yeah. Well, he's always.
And so was Elias. He was there too. I had no problem bringing that up in front of the 3 of them. And I brought it up in front of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm a titan in this industry. A titan. And he says, nobody questions me. The only one that can question me, and then he pointed his finger up, and he said, it's God.
No, it's Hiken.
He said, God. The only one that questions me is God.
It's Hiken, and he's closer than it's closer.
Crazy.
Well, he's under investigation.
Mr. Liang was laughing because he heard that Oscar said that he's an icon, a titan in this industry, and nobody can challenge me. The only one that can challenge me is God. And Oscar points to the sky when he says God. He really thinks highly of himself, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you that. Also, Carla told me that he heard you saying that I was a liar, that you were talking to Bettina.
I told you when they were at my office.
You told me.
They had a conversation with Oscar, and Elias did. You're not here anymore. You don't care what I say or something like that. So I'm going along with the conversation with them, and I knew that Carla was there.
Yeah. But just to let you know,
Carla's a two-faced. Also, remember, she's a two-faced little bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
she's in trouble actually today.
Why? Because she's been audited, right?
She went on vacation, and Oscar is furious that she never said anything to him. So here you're gone. We just changed, everything. They have more responsibilities. Mm-hmm. He said he had no idea that she was going away out of the country for a vacation, and now he was furious. And he said that you would think that she would have enough common sense to let me know. Instead, I find out by the email that she sends to the sales staff, like everybody else finds out. Yeah. So he sends me a message last night saying he wants to talk to me tomorrow morning about Carla, and so 11 o'clock this morning, I'm on the phone talking to him about Carla, and then I find out why. Now, because of that, he says he wants a report at the beginning of every month of everybody who's requested PTO. So he wants to see a list at the beginning of each month, so that he's not surprised anymore by those emails.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, so why did he fire me?
He never told me why. He never said, I'm sure that probably New Age people know, but he's never told anybody in our building, us.
Mm-hmm. Because the only person that knew about the picture was you. So I just want to clarify,
and you say like I knew about the picture. I really don't even remember that. That was like.
Well, the fact is
that was an insignificant conversation.
But the fact is that I can mention the fact and mention both names, and because Oscar, as usual, wrote a letter.
So how does Oscar even know about it?
I don't know how he did know. But anyways, just to let you know, the only people that know was you and David. And I don't know if David could have talked to Bettina, and Bettina maybe talked to me.
But I never even saw the picture. I didn't really know the details of the picture because you didn't share the details.
No, but you told me I don't want to see it.
I didn't want to see it, but you never shared the details with me of what the picture was.
No, but I told you there's an indecent picture in line about Ricky. He's the marketing director. Yes, and I showed it to you. And I saw you the face. I said, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I turned and said, no, that's gossip.
Yeah, but it was there.
How that even got out, even beyond that, is what I'm surprised. How did that carry on and turn into something?
I know, but let me tell you, I was just doing the right thing at the moment, talking to you, and as a human.
But that was something that was outside of work.
Exactly, but we were in the office.
But it's not in the workplace.
But I was in your office.
You came into my office to share something with me that happened outside of work, but that wasn't the context of what our conversation was.
The point is that according to Hiken,
we did not get together to talk about that.
I know. But I know, according to Hiken, that was the reason that was fired. Because of that.
Maybe Hiken's lying to you.
No, because how would they know about the picture? You were the only person, and David, when you mentioned in the restaurant. That was the only thing that I mentioned.
That is just so, preposterous is like the word. It makes no sense.
Okay, the only thing is that he, according to, I did the right thing, and he took revenge, and he fired me because of that. That's it. That's his problem. I don't care. I have a waiver. I'm not going to do anything. It's fine.
You could sue him for wrongful termination.
It doesn't matter. I can revoke it, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I'm gonna stay. You know what? I do want to have. This is really what on the bridge.
Kind of seems like wrongful termination. I mean, this is something that wasn't even work related. I mean, it really wasn't work related. This is something that you saw that personal outside of work. I don't want to know about people's personal stuff outside of work, because to me then it's just gossip. That's why I left it alone. I don't want to see it. But the fact that he used that, that's very vindictive.
But how did he know? I'm just curious. How did he know? I don't know. Maybe you're being microphone, or I don't know. Maybe you're being bugged. I don't know.
Did he bug my office when you were in my office?
No, he bugged it.
This is like so far like out there that it makes no sense to me at all. How that even?
Well, imagine how I feel, because the person who lost his job was me, and then the way I was fired, he just fired me as a dog. You saw how he fired me. He said, "This is your last day." Not even reasoning. And I could see the face of Rosemary, like from the big smile. I saw it like in disbelief, but he was like, in a way, Roberto was my challenger, because he wanted to have all the attention from Oscar.
You can get a reason why you were terminated if you file for unemployment benefits, because you have to respond to the unemployment benefit. When they.
What is the reason?
What's the reason that you were terminated? And then he may just lie, and just when we ask him, what should we put? And he'll probably just say, I don't want to fight his unemployment benefits, just put poor job performance. Because poor job performance is what you do when you want them to collect unemployment benefits. You don't want to turn it in.
I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that because...
Do you think he would do that, though? Does he even know?
Well, I'm not going to go that way, because I'm not going to collect unemployment. I already have...
Because it is what we would do, though. I mean, I would automatically just put poor job performance so you can collect unemployment benefits. Well, otherwise, you end up having a hearing.
Imagine how, for me, important is your friendship. You were the person who initially hired me, to be honest, to call me. And when I submitted my paperwork, and you were the one who called me back and said, Roberto, and you were pushing until I was thinking. I know that that my termination was not fair, and I was doing something for the company.
No, but let me tell you. Preposterous is the word. It makes no sense to me at all, the story that you're telling me of why you were terminated, how it had something to do with that, which to me is completely an irrelevant conversation that I didn't want to have a part of. I cannot believe
it was an excuse. It was an excuse
that it's come back.
All the challenge that he felt.
I don't get it.
I think he felt a challenge with me, because when we're in the meeting with the chairman.
Well, you did challenge him. Remember, when you were saying the reason you were terminated, you did challenge him, because he said, nobody challenges me. I'm an icon in this industry. The only one that can challenge me is God. You challenged him in China. I guess if I interpret him how he said that could have something to do with what happened in China.
Well, I was with...
that was during that conversation before you were called over. Yeah. That didn't even occur to me.
Well, let me tell you, my soul is in peace, because I spoke, I got understood, I was listened, I was summoned in some way, and I saw even Sophie, I saw the chairman, so Peter, and I have 2 days of conversation in the headquarters office, and I got...
Did you have to pay to go there? So they brought you out. See, that was the better way. If they made you,
I on the facade, and I was just in the plane.
How would you do that?
Well, let me tell you this.
You'd have to take a loan.
My intention was not to put burden on Oscar, because the dirt he's putting his own dirt himself. I don't have anything against Oscar. Oscar, actually, let me tell you, in some way, I respect him as a person in his own right. But here's the thing. I want you to please just consider what in my contract. You can check on my paperwork. It says 30 miles. I remember that because I talked to David.
Does it say that in there?
There's no compete 30 miles away from this place. That's what it was signed. And I got a copy of that. Because I remember.
So it says that?
Yeah.
Is it within 30 miles where you're going to work?
Yeah, because there was New Image.
But no, where you're going to work. The New Image is more than 30 miles.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, would you be interested if I invite you to work with me? I will be your boss.
It depends on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, what the job is.
Okay. Can I ask you, how much are you doing right now? So I can take a look at that and I can check because I needed somebody in human resources.
How much on what?
How are you doing it right now?
What, my salary? You know, it's like close to what you were making.
Okay, let's put it that way.
In that same
Up or
ballpark
down?
as you.
A little up, right? Of course, you work more time more than me.
Little higher,
Okay.
like slightly.
But would you say more than 120?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm gonna need somebody in human resources. I'm gonna need somebody in accounting. So I'm thinking about calling Elias.
What the fuck? Are you insane?
But I'm gonna tell you, I got a good news.
They hate him.
Let me tell you,
What
I
they
come.
told me today?
Yeah. Are you my buddy or no? You like me or not?
What's his face?
Yeah.
You know, Sydney.
Tell
So we were joking, and
Yeah.
you know, he got written up, and he was going to get fired because, according to Elias, he was watching a movie on his cell phone while he was at his desk.
Really?
Yeah, Sydney claims that he wasn't. So I'm just joking with Sydney today. I'm saying, hey, you know what? You know, today is National Watch a Movie at Your Desk Day. Are you celebrating that? And then he goes, oh, right, oh, man. And I said, you know,
that couple, man, is.
And I said, Elias, you know, if he bothered me because of that, then it's a holiday. If I see him in the parking lot, he's gonna have tire tracks all over his body.
Recipe for disaster.
And then he laughed and he said, "Oh, please, I would love to see tire tracks all over Elias' body. He hates him."
You know what? And he's hated by. Well, I don't want to use that word, but he does. The salespeople doesn't like him. He's exactly as.
No, everybody hates him, and he knows it. He says, "Hey, I'm not here to make friends with anybody."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
but Oscar's all pro because he brought in $500,000 of unpaid.
Let me tell you. Did you know that he knew Elias before? Did you know that he had an interview knowing Elias before?
That Oscar knew Elias?
Elias is a person of Oscar.
Really? So when we hired him from an agency, Oscar
He sent it. Oscar sent it.
Oscar sent the resume to the agency?
Everything was arranged. It's a person of Oscar. He put it from the beginning.
Yeah, but he came to the agency. So he actually called him and told him to go through Robert Half or something?
It's connected. And actually the agency just passed this exactly how they want it.
That's interesting.
He is person of Oscar.
So that's why Oscar didn't really interview him. He disappeared and he was gone for like 30 seconds. A couple questions and he was back.
And he's an accounting guy from OnRight. You think he's going to be that lame?
And I said, you interviewed him? And he said, yeah. I almost think like, how come you interviewed somebody so quick?
I know so many things now, but you don't have any idea.
It's like I don't even want to know this stuff.
No. Yeah. No. But let me tell you this: he's people of him. Okay. Another thing. That's why you cannot find him.
I gotta get.
Yeah, you gotta go. 3:30. So, would you be interested?
I'm always interested.
Let me know when is your last day in the company. So I don't want to interfere in anything. Also, you don't have any restriction of working around the 30 miles?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay. So
you don't either. You seem to think you do, but you don't. Because you can't enforce a non-compete. If the hair business is a business that you've been in, and it's really the only business you know now, you cannot be stopped from making a living.
Okay.
And you're not considered. If he could get rid of you just like that, I would love to see him how to consider that you're key to the business to let you go.
What would happen?
Because you're not key because he lets you go. You're worrying about something you don't have to worry about. That's how I see it.
How would happen? Do you think if I open something in front of his face, being even bigger than he is now, I know he's gonna be sending even the Colombian security guard and the National Guard.
And he has these paid guards at his house off and on. I heard. Is that true?
What the fuck is this?
I heard he's got paid guards that sit in the car sometimes all night outside his house.
Okay, just want to make sure that let me know.
We'll talk on the phone. We'll have lunch on Saturday.
I would like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even
I forgive you.
Even during a weekday here.
Did you listen to that? Yeah. I forgive you.
I never did anything to be forgiven for.
I forgive you.
Okay, well, that's nice, but I never did anything to be, forgiven for.
Because you're a good person. Yeah. You will never do anything too hard, but sometimes
I don't do bad stuff.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah.
You don't betray.
I get in trouble from Oscar for being too
You don't
nice
betray your friends. You don't betray your friends, and I know that.
And the whole thing with the Carla thing went into your office, and I'm going along with that. I had no choice but to go along with that. What am I supposed to do? You know, Elias is going to go back to Oscar and say exactly what I said.
Yeah.
So I was with Bettina. We were talking about Roberto, and Bettina was saying Roberto was a liar. And if I'm going to sit there and say no, he's not. Where are you getting that
Later,
from?
what? give me a lie that I said.
You know that's going to go directly
He's
back
a
to
pro.
Oscar, and then Oscar's going to call me in, and he wants to know what that conversation was all about.
Well, Bettina's in the loop.
And you're not there, so I don't have to worry about
Bettina
it.
isn't like this. It's like this. Bettina is right now, I would say in trouble, but she knows what she's into. She knows.
She's planning on being gone. You know, she's not going to Westmont Beach. She actually is surprised that she's still there.
Well, she's very surprised. Yes, she is. But no,
Yeah.
she's there because of, you know what happened.
I'm surprised that I'm still there also. You know, when your boss doesn't talk to you for 4 months, you think, okay, planning on getting rid of me.
Last question before you go. In 1 minute, I need to go. So this payment that was not deposited in my account, it says ADP that it was paid. It says in my ADP that it was today was paid.
That's going to anytime you're still in the system.
Okay. So
You're still in the system, so
But
even if
then
you're not
the-
getting any money, you're still
so
getting
August
paid.
the 6th is going to be the last one, or next exhibition is going to be double.
Well, no, it's not going to be double. You're just going to extend it longer.
So it's August the 6th. It's going to be August, then the 15th.
You're going to, they'll be extended another 2 weeks for another 2 weeks of pay.
Okay.
Your benefits are good until the end of August.
Yeah.
You have health insurance for
Anything you can do for me,
company
I would
paid.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we got your company paid, no deduction for your health insurance until the end of August. So once you get to September, then you're on your own.
Okay.
And that's when you should probably, if you're not getting health insurance
Try
for
to
a job,
cover me. Try to cover me whatever you can.
make sure to go on the marketplace for your health insurance, just to be proactive.
Yeah.
And because you could go into the system and see what plans are out there if that's what you're going to have to do temporarily. I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing it for myself.
Good luck and thank you.
That
for
is
everything.
good luck, because when I go back in there, it's good luck. I'm miserable every day I come to work here. I don't want to be here.
I know.
You know, I don't.
Is he there?
But
Today?
it's no. He went to Charlotte, I believe, for whatever.
Oh, Charlotte, yeah.
He was here on Tuesday for a few hours in the morning.
Yeah.
And a few hours in the afternoon.
Like Heiken said,
Like
he's
around
spending
10 to 2.
he's not spending his money.
He was here 10 to 2.
When you spend the company's money, that's a problem.
He's spending the company's money on
And
frivolous things.
They are.
And his raises.
Oh yeah.
I really think they should look into these raises that he's getting.
Yeah, I know. Anyways,
Yeah.
but
Let me get back there because I
you
got
got
party.
it. Take care, buddy.
Hopefully, if he's,
Can you
is
let me
helping
know and cover me, okay? In everything you can.
Yeah, there's nothing for you to worry about.
No, cover me and extending my whatever, my insurance, whatever. Just keep me posted.
I did your health insurance. That was done very discreetly.
Let me ask you something
Yeah.
really quickly.
That
If
was
I open
discreetly.
an office here, there will be a problem.
Why? You can do anything you want. You're a free bird.
If I open an office here,
Yeah. Why not?
in
Why not?
52-1,
Yeah. You can do that.
are you sure?
Why could you not do that?
Okay.
Unless if you're going to open a business, you're going to do something like that. You're going to talk to an attorney anyways. Because you don't do this without talking to an attorney if you're going to start a business or if you're going to be part of another business and that other business has attorneys. So you should not be worrying about these things because you're going to have professional assistance from these people.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care, buddy.
And don't worry about the. I'm going to look at that agreement again, but
Can you
remember,
text me?
they're not
Can
enforceable.
you review and text me what you
Yeah,
think?
they're not enforceable.
Okay. Anyway,
You have to stop from making a living. So you basically still want to be in the hair business. That's the business that you know.
do you want to?
I'm going to work and do whatever I can do until I turn 65.
Wait for me. Okay?
You want to
Watch. Watch.
Yeah.
Bye.